Best romance manhwa out there to read. In this age of manga and digital, there are so many manga series out there to read that it can be difficult to keep up. If you feel like you have read every romantic manga out there, then there is a whole world of manhwa waiting for you. Whether it is comics or manhwa, you will find a world of beautiful adventure and emotional romance awaiting your arrival. If you feel like there aren't many manhwa for the latest couple or just want to read about a new kind of romance, then this list is for you. Starting off with our number 10, Back to You. Back to You is a realistic time travel manhwa about a woman who can't move forward and regrets never having gathered the courage to confess to her high school crush, who died in a tragic accident. Ha-young is now 20-something who still thinks of her high school crush and wonders what if, and regrets whatever little time she had with Jae-ho. During a bus ride with a blind date and former schoolmate Yoon-jae, the bus gets into an accident, and both Ha-young and Yoon-jae find themselves transported 10 years in the past. I really enjoyed reading Back to You. What stood out for me the most were the realistic and flawed characters. You will find yourself sympathizing with the antagonists. The story felt mysterious and foreboding, and I always felt like something big was gonna happen next. Number 9. A Business Proposal. A Business Proposal is an office romance about the girl that goes on a blind date as a favor for her best friend. Unbeknown to her, the blind date turns out to be her new boss. Hari is an innocent and quirky character. She speaks her mind, yet she is also easily swayed by others. She poses a fake date and is an office worker for the same person, Taimoo Kong. Taimoo Kong is the handsome CEO of the company Hari works at. She needs to get married in order to please his grandfather. I didn't like Hari's best friend. I tried to justify her behavior, but I just said that she was selfish and manipulative. I really enjoyed reading the manhwa, although some misunderstanding could have easily been resolved. I recommend this manhwa if you enjoy reading romance between a boss and his employee. Number 8. Olgami. The pacing was great in my opinion. Each arc has a big plot that ends. It's not like the pacing of most manhwa where after the revenge the story is finished and it takes about the whole manhwa for it to happen. Here in Olgami, each arc has different situations which really change the perspective of the story, which makes the reader still interested and invested with the story. Taxi driver Chaya once saw her acquaintance from the church, Park Yeon-soo, walking through the city streets with a girl, but she could not even think that this would lead to the burying of evidence of murder, persecution, and a complete change in her daily lifestyle. Number 7. Sacrificed. An illegitimate daughter of Emperor Berthol Amaryllis of Visio, Ludus has spent her entire life being mistreated and pushed into the shadows. Now, with the Visio Empire standing on the precipice of the destruction under the threat of demon-spawned hordes, her father finds a new use for her in becoming the sacrifice necessary to summon an ancient god. But as the colossal golden eyes seem ready to consume her, she finds herself in the embrace of a mysterious man. Number 6. Light and Shadow. If you like a strong female MC, then this webcomic is for you. Edna initially seemed like she was going to be a weak character who gets pushed around by the circumstances and people around her. But with every chapter that went by, she became more badass and confident. I loved her. Edna and Ellie make a great, well-balanced power couple and their relationship with each other becomes very heartfelt. The plot was good pacing, and a nice mix of both romance and action. Enough plot twists to keep things from getting stale and predictable. With wonderful characters and interesting storyline topped with beautiful artwork, I would highly recommend this manhwa. Moving on to our number 5, Pure Love Operation. It's hard dating someone who won't give you the time of day. Sue Shim knows that better than anyone, having dated her indifferent boyfriend, Minu Kang, for years. She sometimes wishes she could be more like her charismatic stepsister, Ra-in, who seems to have it all. But life takes a turn for the weird when Sue discovers Jellypop, a sentient flip phone in her locker. Jellypop has a lot to say about her love life, especially as Sue drifts further away from Minu and finds herself running into Minu's friend Yoon Hyuk, adding to the mix of a growing suspicion that Minu and Rhyme might be more than friends, and Sue might need a miracle to navigate the ups and downs of high school romance. Number 4. Bloody Street. Very cute story, and the plot is interesting. This manga really surprised me. The story doesn't use too many plots and is centered on one main idea. The main character, who is shy and introverted girl, does not have an easy life, and the manga therefore focuses primarily on her daily misery. I think the author has captured this theme very well. The first half of the story is very exciting and interesting, also unfortunately often sad. The story outlines a cruel reality to the reader and makes them cry. The story surely evokes strong emotions in the reader, and thanks to the tension, no one will be able to stop crying. I can definitely recommend this manga. Number 3. Sweet Dream. Jae-hee has a terrible history with dating in the office, so she intentionally remains single to focus on her work. But things get complicated when she starts having risky dreams about her boss, Mr. CEO, and nothing she does can quell the intoxicating fantasies. While trying to balance work and these impure thoughts, Jae-hee happens upon a mysterious old woman that swears a cheap-looking bracelet will protect her from the incubus haunting her dreams. But if what she says is true, then is Mr. CEO really a lustful incubus? It would explain why Jae-hee can't control her physical urges around him. Are these symptoms a reflection of her inner desires, or is she simply under her boss's spell? Number 2. Seasons of Blossom. Wonderful story, and all main characters have great depth. Realistic and well-written relationship progression. Non-irritating and well-written drama. Plot that touches your heart, whether from cuteness or sadness. Genuinely one of the nicest story I have ever read. The art is so good and all the important characters are lovable. The depiction of losing a loved one and how it can hurt you even after years is one of the most beautiful things ever, and it's presented perfectly. Really looking forward to the other 2 arcs, but I'm also not prepared for it to ever end. Plus, keep tissues with you if you plan to read it. Haha, you 99% will need it. And finally, number 1. Beatrice Manhwa. As the last princess of El Paso, Beatrice could only watch as the Nosteros Empire destroyed her homeland. Now forced to live as a slave in the empire, the former princess adopts the name Chloe to hide her past and start anew. But when Duke Alexander, the very man who destroyed El Paso and attempted to kill Beatrice, takes notice of Chloe for her intellect and charm, a hide-and-seek romance between a princess in hiding and a wicked duke unfurls. Wonderful characters, world building, art, and plotline. One of my favorite reincarnation or historical setting stories. Gets a point off in the story just because the plot is still in its beginning stages. But next chapter, it looks like it'll be developed more. I can't wait to read more. Okay people, that's all for today's video. If you want more list on this topic or even want some more other, then you can comment down below, and of course, one like will be really appreciated. So it's me, your host Kiro, signing out for now. Adios.